Hi, it's Paul, and today I'm an old man with a Ryobi R18MI portable inflator and deflator. What does it do? On one end, it's got an inflation low pressure, high volume. So if I just pull the hose out, it's got a big dumpy hose that pumps at high speed but not big pressure, and then on the other end it's got a connection for a car tyre adapter or a bike tyre or whatever. Also on the end of it, it's got the adapter for football or something along those lines. Runs on the standard 1 Plus range. This is a 5 amp hour battery, big battery. It's actually a van on, it's not a Ryobi. Does the job. And I've got to say, nice portable little piece of kit. It's not very big. Says it's got sufficient power to pump up to 150 psi. I've got nothing that I want to run at 150 psi. The highest I go is, I think, 50 odd psi on the van tyres. So I don't need that full pressure. The only thing I instantly noticed when I looked at the manual for it, it says it's got a duty cycle of 5 minutes. So if you're using it, if you run it for more than 5 minutes, there's a potential that you are voiding the warranty. You're supposed to give it a break after 5 minutes, let it have a rest, let it cool down. On the two videos, the one with the car tyre, the van tyre, and the one with the paddleboard, I'm running it in cold, miserable, wet UK weather. I don't know, probably about 8 degrees, maybe something like that. I had a bit of a concern about if I was using it in the height of summer, very hot weather. I have a worry about running it for a long time. On the van tyre pump up, it was probably only running 4 or 5 minutes. You'll see the timer on that part of the video. On the paddleboard, it was running for over half an hour solid without a break, apart from when the battery went flat. So as I say, manual says maximum runtime 5 minutes. It doesn't shut off or anything like that, but it does say maximum 5 minutes, so that's a bit of a concern. Other than that, you'll see me use it in a minute on pumping up the van tyre. You'll see me using it blowing the bench down. It's fine for both of those things. Have a look and see what it does. I've got some more comments at the end that I'll make. See what you think. No sound on this bit, I'm afraid. I was using my little Acaso GoPro fake because the weather was miserable. Letting the air out of my tyre now. My tyre on the van runs at 50 psi. I'm letting it down to about 25 psi, and then you'll see me connect up the Ryobi and you can see how long it takes to pump it back up again. So just coming to the end of this sequence now. Tyre's fully inflated. see me checking the pressure, undoing the connector, and that's it, from 25 psi to 50 psi in about 4 minutes 11 seconds ish. So if you were using it on a car tyre that runs at a bit less pressure, it would be quicker. If you're using it on a truck tyre, good luck with that, because that's going to take you ages. But hopefully that gives you an idea of what it's capable of. Okay, so I'm going to use the Ryobi inflator deflator, and I'm going to see how we get on pumping up this airbed. On this particular airbed, there's two valves. There's an inflation one at this end, and I don't know if you can see over the other end in the left hand corner, there's a deflation plug. So we're using the inflation one, which comes in two parts. That's the whole thing that unscrews, and there's the cap, and inside it is a non-return valve. So we leave this piece in. We only take that out when we want to let the airbed down. We take the cap off, and we take out the inflation tube. Now, the only criticism of any that I've got of this Ryobi inflator is that this tube tends to kink and flatten very easily. I don't know if you can see. No, the light's not very good. Maybe just there you can see where the side of the pipe has got dented, where it's been squashed into the side of the inflator. So that's not great, but other than that, it doesn't seem to have caused any harm. It seems to be fine. So, inflation tube on. I'm going to take off the adapter spike, because that will fit straight into the pump port. And I'm going to go on to inflation mode, which is the two dashes. I'm going to put the pump into the valve, and I'm going to press start, stop. You can hear the inflation is pretty much there. When the note changes, it goes to a much higher pitched whining. And there you have it. One airbed pumped up. So that's fabulous. As you saw, it took a couple of minutes. So if you were out camping or something like that, chuck this in your van or your car or whatever, and this would be fine for pumping up your airbed on site. As I say, slight reservations on the inflation tube, but nonetheless, it certainly does the job. And finally, as they say, because it's an inflator and deflator, what you can do is you can swap the tube to the opposite port of the machine when you want to let your airbed down. Pull the plug out your airbed, stick the pump on it, and it will take the air out a little bit quicker. You can see me here deflating the airbed, and what it does, it gets a little bit of that last bit of air out that's always a pain in the butt to get out of your airbed, and maybe it will help you roll it up a little bit. So the final question always is, would I buy it again? Do I think it's worth it? Do I think it's worth it? Yes, 100%. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It inflates, it deflates, it pumps up your car tyres, it pumps up your airbeds, and I think it's great for that. Would I buy it again? No, I wouldn't, because I don't need it. I don't go camping. It didn't do what I wanted it to do on my paddleboard. I've bought another pump for that. If you're into paddleboarding, check out all the other videos on that. So for me personally, no, I wouldn't buy it again. Do I think it's a good tool? Yes, I do. Save for my reservations about the 5-minute runtime and the inflation-deflation tube getting kinked and dented. There you have it. Hope this has been of some use to you.
If it has, please feel free to like and subscribe, etc. Stick a comment below or a question if you've got any. Have a look at oldmanwith.com, the website that's got all the DIY and tool review information on it. And thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.